Hi guys, it's gonna be a second video from car. I think it's a pretty good idea. I'm just curious what you think about this. That's the time when I can take some moment and give you a couple of tips or what I think about some way of or approach to training the dog. So yeah, I posted 2 or 3 videos about walking on the loose leash. I know lots of people struggle with walking on loose leash with a dog, and I know guys, you sometimes become frustrated. It's pretty hard, especially if this is your first dog and a working dog, maybe a border collie or even lab working line. It's hard to figure out how to find a balance between being able to manage the potential and drive of your dog and having a nice walk. I say everything starts from the beginning. So when you have a puppy, when you have a dog who's 8 weeks old, you need to be very aware of what you're doing with your dog on the walk. So you can't teach the dog to be excited about some object, about some interactions, about some places. The time which you spend with the dog should be a split between some training, but also between some rest time. So all of this, they advise about walking for 15 minutes with your dog when it's a pup. I collect my dog from a breeder when he was 7.5 weeks, and we had started training from day one, and we walked at least an hour every day. Okay, so of course, when you see your dog is tired, it's just laying down on the ground. Okay, that's the message for you. Split this walk for 2. So take him for 30 minutes and take him for 30 minutes in the evening. But what's important, that you do not associate a walk with going outside, and the time when he's excited about everything, you just come back home. I want to give a time to my dog to just calm down, relax, and just take it easy on the walk, and do not be over excited about everything what's around, because the dog can't stay in the peak of excitement for too long. It'll be for 15, 20, 30 minutes max, and then they just a little bit calm down. Of course, if we do not increase those excitements, everything should be okay. So if you do not send your dog to the bunch of the kids which they surround him and they rise up these excitements and then they're gone, they run away, or same with the chasing with other dogs, and everything should be fine. So the socializing is super important, but smart socializing. So we don't want to socialize the dog. We don't want to create any high emotion. Doesn't matter if this is anxiety, if this is fear or excitements towards anybody, any dogs, any human, any objects like a ball. So it's another thing. So when you go for the walk, you can take your dog and spend with him 30 minutes with fetch training, and then be surprised that your dog drags you on that place with a high intent to chase the ball, and everything what he meets on the way, it becomes super frustrating. So what I would do is you take a dog, you take him for a walk, you show him everything, you show him how to behave. So most of the time the dogs, they go for a quick interaction with human or a dog, and they're looking for the contact with the owner. If you have a trainer dog, you can pick this up, and then you can reward your dog. Use a marker, you can use a clicker, you can use your word, I use a yes signal. So the dog turn around, look at me, I say yes, and he knows that the food is on the way. So that's what I'm doing. And here is the beginning with a leash training. So your dog goes for the walk and he has no any extremum of excitements to anything. Okay, we like when he's happy and curious, and you know, sometimes he go higher, sometimes not. But if he stays constant from human to human, from human to human, from dog to dog, super high, so he doesn't learn how to also pass the people with no attention, or same with dogs. So every single human on his way, or the dog, is a trigger point. So that's the start. The second thing is leash training, is a leash pressure. It's how to respond on the leash pressure. So he feels some contraction on the leash, what to do is positive signal or negative signal. Most of the dogs, they recognize the impulse on the leash with a negative signal. What I'm doing is I'm teaching the dog to respond as a positive signal. So he has a pressure on the leash, so he might turn around, release the pressure, and also get this is a negative reinforcement, and also he can get the positive reinforcement from me, because I'm going to provide him some treats. And in this case, I teach the dog to follow the leash pressure. But first thing first is attitude to the walk. So if the dog has a high intense attitude to the walk, to everything what he means, he has no like a structure on the walk, and he doesn't have any mental work. So he's so high with no control. Okay, some people also use all the time treats for everything. They have an 8 weeks or 8 months old puppies, and they still reward for a basic sit, and then they're surprised that the dog has no motivation to come back to them for the same piece of treat. So I would say everything starts from the beginning, from the childhood, and that's the area where you should be a focus on. So when you have a puppy, start correctly, and then everything goes super easy. Okay guys, take care. Let me know if you like this content, if you like this video. For sure, it's a way easier for me to record something when I'm driving, but I'm just curious about the sound, the quality of sound, and whatever. I'm not watching my videos, so I hope I don't look silly. Okay guys, take care and stay tuned.